This is Joyce
and Blake.
And welcome to Savagely Scaled. All right.
Yay!
I know we haven't been together in a little while, so this is exciting.
We're actually on time.
In the same room.
Yeah.
At the same time. Right? All right, guys. We're excited to open up this episode on WFP Tour number 2, so the World Fitness Project. So we talked about Tour number 1 a few months ago. Now we had Tour number 2, and it was in Mesa, Arizona on Friday, August 29th through the 31st. Actually, one of our gym members, Katrin, went, and I was so jealous.
I was literally thinking on the way to your house, we should have asked Katrin to come sit down with us and talk about her experience.
That would have been a great idea.
Right? And all the cool people she met.
I know, I saw the pictures, and I was like, no way, Danny Spiegel. And they seem like,
We definitely would love to do a sit down with you. Even if you say no, just try it. Everybody says no. They're like, no, I don't want to. And then once we sit down with you for like an hour and a half,
they love it.
And we're like, okay, that's the end of the episode. They're like, when can we do it again?
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not that bad out.
It's not. Plus, we want to hear all of the stories. We want you to show off and tell us all the wonderful people you met. But honestly, Again, we all saw many of us saw the CrossFit Games, but the WFP is also available on YouTube. You can kind of view it there if you'd like. They have like morning and then kind of evening videos. So in total it was like 6 workouts. But I do like that it was accessible, very similar to the CrossFit Games. You can, just jump into YouTube and
Are we starting the episode?
Oh, yeah. We didn't say 3, 2, 1.
No. You were gung-ho. You don't even have the coffee. I like how you said we. And
Let's just go straight into it.
Me.
I was like, where should we cut it off? I'm like, where should I cut it off now? I'm like,
okay, so we're here to talk about the WFP, like Joyce said, about the second tour. And how many events were there again?
There was a total of 6 events for the WFP Tour 2, but we'll jump into details, so let's get into it.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You had the coffee.
You were the one who were just like,
let's get into it. And now.
So it was in Arizona. It was in Mesa,
Arizona.
And so sad. I was in Texas.
That's you were in California.
Yeah. So
none of us were available.
Because I was like, man, the one thing that I want to do is...
And it was accessible. We could have made it happen.
I have tons of family members. Well, I shouldn't say tons. I have people I know in Arizona, too, who would have just...
in that area?
Us. Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Well, like Mesa, you have Chandler, you have Ahwatukee, you have Surprise. There's a little bit of drive, but doable. Compared to like a 3-hour drive, we probably would have had like a 45-minute drive.
And the weather wasn't bad either.
No.
It's actually pretty nice.
Yeah. And out here right now in Kingman, it's been like storming every other week. We're actually having a good monsoon season.
Yeah, I'm not bad about it.
Yeah.
Not bad.
The lake down Bank Street, like...
That's true.
That's the only thing I'm like, I'm glad I have my Jeep.
But we're upset, guys. We're upset we missed it. We're really sad about it.
But, I mean, it's really cool because where was the first one at?
Indianapolis.
That's right. It was
May
in
9th.
Indianapolis.
3/11.
And then we had Mesa. And then they're going to Copenhagen.
I know. That's so freaking cool.
On
the inaugural of the WFP. I mean, it'd definitely be harder. But what a great way to have a finals in a different country for, I guess, an event or a company that's just starting off this year. Yeah. This was the inaugural of the WFP. So that's pretty, I think it was almost like a showcase of, to me, it felt very much like WFP saying like, this is real, this is legit. Like we can provide a stage for athletes to have something like the games. And we have a podium of people like Annie and Katrin who are providing which I thought was freaking awesome. How they were just sitting there providing commentary of like the pre, during, and post of what they saw and what they think they're going to see, which I think like creates a lot of hope for those athletes that are like, what do I do after I'm done with CrossFit and I can no longer perform and do all of these things?
That's why I liked the games too, when they would have Alex on there. They had a couple of the Panchik brothers on there, and they had Bethany. And I love hearing the commentary from the actual athletes who have been in those shoes and what to expect. Love the commentators.
They did pretty good in this one.
Yeah. And I love that, like, Chasing Grooms really good.
Gabby Magalo was doing commentary too, right?
For WFP. But the thing is, like, I like when it's the athletes doing it. Like, even the when they would have Matt come in, when they had Tia when she was pregnant, like seeing those things and walking through what each athlete is technically thinking. You know, like they're living that life. And I feel like sometimes the commentators aren't. And they're just like speaking on, like if I were to speak what a pro should think about, which I do that on the podcast, but I feel like in competition, I would be like, I don't know. Their training has to be way brutal than mine. Like they're out there and living that 24/7 and I am not. So sometimes when they would say stuff, I'm like, ooh. And I know like the athletes at the games would correct them on stuff like, well, I'm not retired, so I don't know how they feel. Well, that's not what I did, so I don't know how that is. And it's like, you guys need to realize like having that athlete come in does help them on their off season. Like Gabby being hurt, Alex being hurt, Bethany being pregnant, or the ones who haven't qualified for these things. It does have to give them a sense of like, oh, like I'm still needed and wanted in this community. And it's also a nice, like, I don't know, like it'd be cool for me if I was one of those athletes and I didn't make it to the games for them to be like, oh, we want you to talk about it and your knowledge.
Well, Annie and Katrin are officially retired too, right? Like they are.
I believe like Annie keeps
they're both having babies. Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, girls.
Yeah. And I think that is, will they come back for like
I think they said they were doing classes and coaching and all that.
They also have like their
like side hustles.
They do, because they have a menopause thing. They have like a peri and post. They're probably going to do something with.
I know Katrin has like a travel company with her husband or something. Yeah,
and they've been talking about helping with women who are pregnant and working out as well. So they're having those things, which I think is perfect because that's what they're living at this moment. Especially with Annie having baby number 3, each pregnancy is different. Katrin on her first, you know, they kind of have like a guidelines, and their moms are in on that menopause.
That's true.
Chapter 2.
When did baby number 2 happen with?
I know, when you were like, what do you mean she's having a third one?
I know. I was like, what happened to number 2?
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
He came out real quick.
Oh, wow. I was like, what? Number 3? When did?
So, yeah.
Our girl's doing things.
Yeah, she knows how to make babies.
Yeah, she's good at it.
Yep.
Oh, she's got that build. Really she's got a great build.
And I'm sorry to say, but like watching her Instagram, like she is still lifting and she's still being very aware of her body. And she even puts in her post like, could I have done another one? Yes, but I need to listen to my body. And that's what the whole thing is about pregnancy and everything. So, you know, and there's so many, I know we're talking about WFP, but there's so many athletes that are having babies right now because Laura's having hers. Katrin,
there
Bethany,
are a lot of people having babies. Yeah.
Kelsey Kill's getting married. She's also on a different, I don't know if you've seen it, like there's this high level, and I don't want to say it's like a CrossFit competition, but they do like gymnastics work and like CrossFit-esque things where they do backflips also.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
My God.
And then they're like racing. I'm going to have to show you, like she just went into those type of teams. They're really cool to watch, but they're also the type of
Is it the Florida League or whatever it's called?
Sort of. Like they're the Sharks and other stuff. And
I think so.
To me, they look like cheer
like the crop
outfits.
tops?
Yes.
Yeah. I have seen those and I'm so impressed by them.
And I'm like, you know how like the CrossFit Games or like age qualifiers, things like that, where I'm like, oh, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Those, I'm like, that's never a possibility for me. Like
the way they do the moves too, like the burpees is like.
Well, there's some where like
weird.
You do a lift and you have to do a back tuck, like you have to flip, and I'm like,
that's the weirdest thing.
Oh, yeah, like how? Who created this? Why did they create it? I guess that's like a future episode.
That's what I was going to say. Because
it is interesting. Because when I first watched it, I was like, ooh, these are like cheerleader outfits. I wonder if they're like gymnast cheerleader. Holy heck, what are they doing?
And it's entertaining to watch though. Like you can't stop watching.
I'm like, how are you doing that?
But also, I hope you have a physical therapist because let's be real, that's got to be bad on the body.
That was the first thing I was like, that's never ever going to happen for me because my back is already hurting.
And it does look amazing in some of the, because I feel like it's more RX plus status than anything.
I feel like it feels insane RX status.
Plus. Yeah. I was like, oh no.
How are you breathing? Why? Who created this
so fast?
Yeah.
But it's weird because you also see people of different builds doing it, which is interesting.
Yes. It's really cool to see that those girls are not like itty bitty girls.
True.
Or muscular. They're more muscular.
Anyways, total tangent.
Yeah.
Per usual. What are we even talking about?
So the WFP.
Yeah. No, I think we were just talking about how, but yeah, I did like the commentary. I thought it was pretty good. There was, I shouldn't remember the name of the guy, but he sounded really Australian. And he was doing commentary as well.
I like him.
I like him a lot too.
Yeah.
But I thought it felt very professional in the sense that he was calling people by like names or nicknames. And I was like, oh, you know, the fact that you're bringing up nicknames and what they're called in, whether it's social media or whatnot, like says that you know your stuff.
I think
and it did seem very flashy. I feel like, I don't know if you saw how each event was kind of like the lighting of the events. Like they would turn everything black and then they'd count down and then it's like spotlight on the athletes as they begin their workout. And then they change colors based on like, okay, there's a few seconds left. So then it turns red. And then it's like, it was really cool to see. I feel it felt like a show when seeing the athletes doing their thing.
And that might be like what they want compared to the games, which like we talked about in an episode earlier. I really liked the games this year.
They did pick it up for sure.
But like WFP, I don't know, like it's still something to get used to. Like I like the idea about it. I don't know how long it's going to last, right? Because that's true. You have a number of athletes who are now out because of injury. So like Alex Gazan out due to an injury. Haley Adams is not in it anymore. Jeff Adler's not in it anymore. Bethany Shadeburn's not in it anymore because, well, that's a pregnancy. But you have some of these athletes who have been training so hard for the games and had these tours in between that you kind of have to question yourself, do I keep doing this? Because the Open, even though we're in September, the Open is right around the corner. Right. Which is your biggest moneymaker, right? Because I know WFP, you get paid, but I don't think you get paid at the end because of your contracts. Because that's the other thing. WFP and contracts. Now, those contracts had to change next year where they say, oh, well, now you have to choose between WFP or the games.
Oh.
You know, because they all have to sign a contract in order to get paid. Oh. So their contracts going to change next year, which limits stuff. I really like how the WFP has these tour dates and you are allowed to do certain things and online things, but they also need to make a name for themselves and create revenue for people to watch to pay the athletes. So if you have people signing out because of injuries or because their bodies are overworked because they're doing two highly skilled competitions over an entire year.
That's true.
You know, it's hard to, so I'm on the fence. Like I can see it in 5 years or I can see it for those athletes who are not the top 5 all the time.
Yeah, that's funny that you say that because to me, it did feel like it was like a social media party. Like all the people that were invited to WFP are people that are very socially relevant, like Danny Spiegel, Daniel Brandon, Chandler Smith was there, Noah Olsen, who honestly I hadn't seen in a while. And I was like, he's in there. Like all of these athletes that are, I guess, that we see more of the face of, but aren't necessarily the most fittest, you know, and I'm all about entertainment, so I enjoyed it and I loved it. And it felt like more of a fun rather than a serious thing. So to me, it was kind of nice that they have that for them, I guess, available as an option for athletes. Like,
it's nice because if you're always held up to, I don't want to say that they hold themselves lower, but, you know, we were talking before we got on the mic about the Brooke Wells or the Sarah Siegman daughters of this universe who have the chance to hit number 1, but don't have everything just yet.
Right.
And then they are put up against these other athletes. Tia trains always in a deficit, always in a men's weight or a higher weight or a bigger deficit for handstand push-ups. Like when you're going against those types of people or the Matt Frasers.
Yeah.
How do you go in? It's hard if you want to be 1 and you're always, you know, 3rd and below. So I feel like WFP kind of plays into that
Mm-hmm.
because you can also look at those higher people might not do that. They might want to do the games. They might not do WFP because they know that they need to focus on one.
Right.
Now, I know like Noah and Chandler also, you know, Noah's life is wrapped up getting married, having
Mhm.
babies, all like that. Chandler Smith with his wife also doing everything, moving, creating all this stuff. It's a lot to also train for the games when you know WFP, you can be pro, you can do this back and forth. I also feel like after what happened to Lazar,
Mm-hmm.
when WFP came into place, some of these athletes were like, well, we don't want to put our experience and our time and our money towards CrossFit with the games anymore because
Right.
of that. And you're telling us this is a very athlete driven, you know, like Will Morad is an athlete and he's on top of a lot of these things and creating it. If it's from an athlete, you kind of go into, okay, well, maybe I'll put my money and my mouth in this area
Mm-hmm.
and it's still growing and I can do it. So I can see the two worlds, but I don't know how they're going to do
what it's
next
going to
year.
look like in the following years when it becomes quote unquote bigger.
Because the last tour is in December.
The final
for WFP. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I know like automatically you already have those pro athletes who automatically are signed into it. It was whether or not the top 10 challenger athletes who was going into that because they have the pro and then they have the challengers.
That's right.
So, and the pros, a lot of them have to sign contracts for things.
Mm-hmm.
So like we said, I don't know what the contract is for next year and what the stipulations are going to be. And if athletes are going to be happy with that, are they, you know, down the road going to make them choose, you know, which will be hard. I feel for their first year, they're doing rather good.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Right.
There's always going to be tweaks and stuff like that.
I mean, they are competing with the CrossFit Games. That's a pretty
They
high.
are, right? And the whole world revolves around money and sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
So what
and
makes,
their sponsors weren't that bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that.
what makes your competition ring better than the games competition ring?
That's true. The prize money was not that high for the tours, but
Yeah. But what you also look at, the games always has the open. So, you know, CrossFit always has the open. So people like me and you get to participate in that.
that's true.
WFP does not have that.
That is
They
true.
have the challengers thing, but when you look at that, that's more of people in the regionals or like that qualifiers, you know, people not similar to you and me.
That is true.
So how are they going to
Make money.
Yeah. And instead of like just like, oh, average people get to watch their pro athletes. How are you
That's a
also
good point.
inviting us savagely skilled people into this world where we
That's a
can
great
always look
point.
at CrossFit and be like, well, you have the open. And I hope CrossFit brings it back. I don't think they will, but that one, what was it? The thing that you got
The
invited.
Community Cup?
No,
No,
not
the
Community Cup.
quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wish they would bring that back. They only had it for 1 year, quarterfinals. And I feel like they're going to still have the Community Cup.
That would be nice. I don't know if they would, though.
Yeah. I think the Community Cup is a really good drive to gyms that don't usually do competitions.
It was fun.
And
It was
just,
a lot of fun.
yeah, do a weekend competition.
It felt
with
like a
them.
second open.
Right. It's nice.
It is nice.
But
I just thought it as a second money grab. You know what I mean? Which, I mean, I don't blame them. Like, they're trying to make more money. Same with the 25% quarterfinals. I'm like,
yeah, that was.
buy your t-shirt for the quarterfinals. $25.
And there was still people who didn't get them. And I was like, oh, you
Big
guys.
mistake. I was one of those people. And I think it was either you or Coach Dave that was like, you should get it. Who knows when you're going to be able to do this. And I was like, okay.
CrossFit, we had to talk people into getting the shirt because it is. It was like, and I think like Dave and I and a couple of us at the gym all knew like they probably won't do this again next year, which is sad because I feel like
it was attainable. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was exciting.
after watching all you guys, I was like,
I could do that.
Yeah. And then they just took it away.
Well, you were thinking about weightlifting anyways.
I know.
You know what? Eat it. I just this year. Hey, you never know. You never know, right?
You don't.
But
Well,
let's
go into the workouts.
Yeah, let's start talking about the serious stuff. It was nice talking about kind of how we felt of the overall vibe of the WFP, but I personally really enjoyed the events and the workouts and kind of how it was split up and broken into. Like they did a great job in posting who was on the leaderboards, the times. Like I had no complaints whatsoever. I think the first event was the most shaky in terms of video and like content and how it came out. But other than that, everything else seemed pretty spot on. But let's talk about event number 1. Very simple, a 2-mile run with a 20-minute cap. And I think it was outside. So athletes got a chance to kind of, set the stage there. I love how the caps were very aggressive for every single workout, but 20 minutes for 2 miles, man.
For 2 miles.
Yep.
Out in the Arizona weather.
Well, I think it was close to monsoonish
really nice.
season?
Yep.
Like that's why it was rainy on the floor. And I just remember seeing Danny Spiegel all the way in the back. And I was like, oh no, girl. Oh no.
Well, I mean.
It's not her thing. Yeah.
It's not her thing.
I get it.
She's got some really big quads.
That's what I was thinking. She's got to carry that.
If you guys ever like carry really big quads or legs or
understands.
a body, like within like the first 5 minutes for me, I'm like,
imagine toast to bar.
Why does my whole body feel heavy? It is. My body is not my friend when I run. I have to be like, it has to be a really great day.
She has to be really drunk.
No, yeah. I thought when
drunk in electrolytes.
When we're in the boat and my husband and I left stuff, we will say both of us left stuff in that truck. I was in sandals with a heel and I ran most of the way.
You did.
I did.
Very well.
And so they also have carts that bring you back. And once I got all the way to my truck, the cart guy was like, "Where's your truck?" And I was like, "Right here." And then I thought he was going to say,
take you back?
He didn't. They were gone. I was like, "Where are all the carts now?" There was none.
Hey, that's really cool that they offer that service, though.
It is.
Very
but I was
VIP.
like, my truck is
I want to work in there. I'll be a golf cart girl. Anyways.
But yeah, I have to
2
have
miles.
like all the stars in a line for me to run.
So, I mean,
it has to be a really good day.
It does. It has to be great weather for me. I'm
and
like,
no heels.
Well, yeah, that'd be ideal.
I only like downhill.
Not even lifters.
Yeah.
Not even lifters. No. But yeah, it looked fun. It was cool. People that I didn't think were gonna win won. But I mean, let's hear about some of the. Personally, you know me, I love watching the pros, so that's kind of what I focused on my end. But for pro women, we had Amy Kringle at number 1, Emma Lawson at number 2. She did fantastic. And then Laura Horvath coming out of the blue, number 3.
Which I know Kringle was one of the top in the run in the games. She was right behind Tia. So it was no surprise to see her in the mix with that.
True.
Emma Lawson's a great
overall athlete, I feel.
So she's done great at the games too. I think she was another athlete who was like, I'm going to take a seat back from the games and do the WFP. Laura Horvath as well.
Yep.
It's great to see her because remember the first tour, I was like, Laura, where are you at? And I think that's just how Laura is. Laura is great at the things she's great at. Laura is not great at the things that she's not great at.
Yeah.
And that's just the type of athlete that she is. Whether she is training the things she's not good at, which that's, whether you're a savagely skilled athlete or a pro, like that's what you should do. If I don't have pull-ups, I'm not going to not do them.
I'm one of those people. I was like, oh man, that sounds like me.
Yeah. I don't know if I can swim and then beats everybody. Be like, I swim for 4 years.
Then I died the second time. Was the ladies. Really good lineup for the pro women on event 1. And then for event 2, no surprise here, Ricky Gervard at number 1.
For the running, right?
Yeah.
And he was, you said event 2.
Sorry. Event 1. I said 2-mile run, didn't I?
No, you said an event 2.
Y'all, I'm tripping. No, it's event 1, yeah.
I'm tripping.
Hey, they're not like us. They're not. We're weird. Oh man, they're like, thank God.
Yeah. No, because he also did really great in the games for the run. So it doesn't surprise me.
He's on roids.
Really? He looks smaller.
I don't know. He has to be taking something. And I'm like, I don't know. He looks really good though.
He looks way better than when he was really actually on them.
But he did take a lot of time off though. And I'm kind of like, and then he just comes in and bah.
Well, it wasn't like time off. Like he was not
suspended.
Allowed.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And he looks to me, and smaller is such a bad word. He looks more leaner. Like he doesn't look like muscle built on muscle. And to me, there's a lot of workouts where he
game.
strains. So where he's not number one all the time, and he's not in the top 3 or top 5.
That is true.
Yeah. There's some things like that. Now, do I think Ricky...
I guess I've lost my trust since the incident, you know?
Do I think Ricky has some, like, attitude issues? I do, too. So I think that also, I think that also plays into it. Where he's going to say what's on his mind, like, I felt gypped in that. So a lot of people, that doesn't rub the right way. But I feel like his body composition is completely different when he was on
It's true. It is true.
I also don't know if WFP has the
drug testing.
Yeah. But we all know, like, for the games, they do.
They do, yeah.
It does take time for some reason. You know, a couple months, and they'll be like, oh, no, the test came back. And I'm like,
a lot could have happened in that time. Yeah. That's a good point.
So I don't. I think it's just that whole trust issue.
Yeah. I think that tainted his reputation for
a lot of people. Yeah. And it's just like, oh no, he is putting in work. Let's hope. Because I don't know.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And then we have host at number 2. Or was it host? I don't know.
Hoste?
Yeah. I don't pronounce that right. And then my man, Roman K. I call him Roman K.
Yeah. Which... his run, I'm always bro.
I love his run though. It has so much style. It has so much
he
swag.
He looks so tired. He's like,
and I think that's how he starts too. He's like this always. Like he has a little sway to him, and I'm like, look at that. See, and there's all the stiff guys who are like this.
Because that's what you're supposed to be like. Once you throw your shoulders into it, like that's when you're getting exhausted and you're trying to like move your whole body. It's kind of.
I wish you guys can see Blake moving her arms right now. I'm like, that looks like you're stiff.
Well, he's
like it hurts. Like she's more like this. Like watch
no, he's not. Like she just really likes Roman. She doesn't want to face the
music.
Leave
my man alone. He deserves this one. He's been through a lot,
Okay, he looked the same as
he did at the games. Yeah.
Where he went too hot.
Hey, but he still got top 3, baby.
I know, because he was probably his 20 minutes.
It's
now,
the style.
The group that was behind him was just, he was so lucky that they were so far behind him.
That is true.
That
it saved him.
Yeah. Which was similar to the games. He had a group behind him.
And then Adler was like, boom, blah.
That's when you know when that shoulder movement. And what was Adler?
Oh, yeah, that man. Yeah, that man was a machine.
Once you start shimmying in a run, you're like, oh, you tired. Oh, you went out too hot. That's
you tired.
Yeah, that's a Blake run.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God, my T-Rex arms
survived. Yeah. Well, he got number 3, baby. Good enough for me.
Yeah, you better bless with those long legs.
He does have long legs. Those things are long. But he made it happen, man. He made it happen. A good place to be on event 1.
Yeah.
Event number 2, 20-minute cap for this one. 5 rounds for time for the men, 4 rope climbs, 3 for women, 20 strict handstand push-ups, 20 double kettlebell squats, 60 pounds for men, 44 for women, and then 10 burpee box jump overs. We already know women are usually at the 20, and then men are, is it 24?
Yeah.
But that one was fun to watch. I really had a good time on that one. The handstand push-ups always look really rough for a lot of people. But I was looking at Colton Mertens because did you see his hands? It was fast. He was like boom, boom, boom. And I was like, it's probably because his arms are a little short, but that's great. That's like, okay, that helps.
That's okay.
If anything, that helps.
You know what? I feel like he's kind of like you. Because
what do you mean?
Well, you have
the
longer
stature,
arms.
Of course.
Okay, the only thing that you guys are similar in is the stature, and he's short with big feet.
He has big feet. I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah, if you see, and he's like bow legged.
I'm gonna pay attention to his feet next time.
Yeah,
I just love him. He's adorable.
Yeah, so are you.
Oh, thanks.
That's how you guys. I feel like you.
Well, my handstand push-ups aren't like that. I could definitely say that. I wish my squat was like that.
His arms and my arms are very similar. Where we're like,
yeah, it's the length, man. It's totally the length.
You have beautiful.
I have to go like
long
this.
Arms and beautiful long legs, even for
and
your
then the
height.
Smallest torso.
Yeah, and then everybody's like, "No, Blake, you are shorter than her." No, ma'am, I am not. We are the same. Our bodies are so different.
Yeah, that's my torso. There's none of it. There's nothing but a belly. It's okay though. It's a nice pudge.
You have to have a stomach.
It's a CrossFit pudge, you know. I was looking at all the girls and I was like, they all have pudges. It's the CrossFit pudge. Because they're not all like flat, like Pilates thin. You know what I mean? Like bone. They've got some little girth on there.
They don't have bones.
Yeah, like flat 6-pack bones. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that.
Did you drink at lunch?
A little bit.
Oh, that's why.
I'm just kidding. Just a little bit. I just had one beer.
Oh my gosh. Not bones, like 6-packs.
6-pack bones. It's too bony for me. I don't like 6-packs.
No, I feel like, the bodies are
very different.
And I don't know why it is. This era, I am loving how women's bodies in our competition rounds are becoming. Like, it's more attainable and manageable when you look at it. Now, if I see them in person, I might be like, I don't know. But I mean, like, it just seeing the different body types, like we talked about, like even our body type, or when we've talked about how for the weightlifting one, we're me, Heather, and Ginger.
That's true.
We are all 3 different body types, heights,
dimensions,
completely different, and we all were in the same weight category for lifting.
That's so fascinating.
So to see that, like, for me, for the shortest, I was gonna say tubby person, the stocky person, like being like, oh my gosh, I'm the same weight as those two, because they're taller than me. I mean, face it, everybody's taller than me, but it's just awesome to be like, I'm the same weight as you guys,
right? Even though I feel heftier.
Yeah, hefty.
It's true. I think it creates like more of a sense of, like you said, that everything is attainable in a sense, but we're all different. And
and it is nice to see, let's just put Danielle Brandon and Danielle Spiegel. 2 different body types, but amazing.
Both pro athletes pretty much, so for event 2, no surprise here, pro women, Emma Lawson was at number 1. And then Sagafe, cutie patootie, at number 2. I love her.
Good.
I love her. And then Lucy Campbell, of course, coming up and above and beyond for number 3. But I love Sagafe. She's one of my new favorites that I've started.
She has put in so much work. So much work this season that I feel like this season is her best season.
Yeah, I've never heard of her until this year.
Which is sad, because I've heard about her for years, and seeing her all the years in CrossFit and the games. And I mean the games when she won that one workout with the squat cleans the rope climbs, and just being like, girl, that's your time. And
she's one of the smaller athletes too.
And I've been watching her on Instagram for a while too, but just seeing her season this year and her training and seeing how much that she's actually having fun. Because that's what happens to a lot of these athletes. Like they no longer have fun. And then they either end up leaving the sport completely or not in the spotlight, and social media kind of like downplays and be like, I wonder what happened to them. They just and it doesn't become fun for them. And I feel like she's actually in these training sessions having fun and understanding her body and understanding what she can do and what she needs a little extra help. So on those workouts that are hers, rope climbs, squats, boxes, kind of similar to that one event, she's going to do good at.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just remember her doing a lift, and I think she didn't make it. And she was just like, oh, well, like she was all smiling, like, whatever. And then when she makes it, she's all happy and jumps up in the air. And I'm just like, that kind of vibe, the confidence, the feeling like, this is not as big a deal. Like, I'm here, I'm having fun. And that's what it's about. So. Yeah.
Because you also have to put into perspective of, I'm not top 5. Am I always fighting to be in that?
100%. Yeah.
Or am I always fighting to be in number 1? Yes. Am I? No. So you kind of have to be like, okay, I am out here to have a good time. I'm also out here to do the best that I can, but I can't beat myself down because I have other workouts.
Yeah.
I have a whole weekend, or I have all this. Like, you start beating yourself down, you're going to be your worst enemy.
True.
So I feel how she's turned around is kind of like how I feel about things. Like, I'm going to try it. To me, when I say I'm going to try it, that doesn't mean I'm going to back out on it. I'm going to try it. That's just what I have to do as a competitor or as an athlete, because when I start to be like, I'm going to do it, and I get so aggressively upset when I don't hit it, then I get upset with myself.
Yeah.
So you have to be like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do it. And this is why I'm here. And that's just the best outcome for me. Now there's other people who are like, I hate the world, I'm gonna lift everything. And that's what works for them.
Yeah.
And these athletes who are having a good time, who are succeeding, and even in their training succeeding, I feel like they're starting to understand what kind of athlete they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are going into like, yes, you have coaches who are training you and stuff like that. But I feel like we're going into these athletes who are being like, no, that's not what kind of athlete I want to be. This is the type I want to be. This is how I want to train. This is what works best for me. Not what works best for the coach.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Yeah.
That's a good point. And then for the men, pro men, we saw Colton Mertens at number 1, Austin Hatfield at number 2, and then Victor, is it Hofer?
I think so.
I think it's Hofer. At number 3. No surprise at Colton though. But
what were the top 3
for women? Emma
Yeah.
Lawson,
Yep.
Sagafe at number 2, and then Lucy Campbell at 3.
Yeah. See, somebody does not do well in rope climbs. You know who that is?
Horvath. We were just talking about this.
Weaknesses. You gotta train them, girl.
It's true. Because people were climbing that thing like no breaks, like let's go. And I was like, ooh. But you're right. She was struggling when she was doing that workout. She was like one of the last 2, I think.
Yeah, I think upper body. Like ring muscle ups are not her friend. Handstand push-ups are not her friend, and rope climbs are not her friend. It's like a big upper body, even though she seems really built.
She does. Yeah.
I don't know if it's the arm length. I don't know if it's just not understanding your body under there, or the fatigue that your body gets.
Maybe, and her high volume. Maybe she's just not really good with high volume.
And her arms just don't do well with it. And you know, when you look at a workout where you're like, oh, I have 20 of them, I'll break them up in 5, 5, 5. But when you're in that kind of competition and everybody's going unbroken, you can't.
There's no, you can't. At least twice.
You got to train that. Yeah, you got to train like that big volume.
I forgot she was one of the last ones, and I was like, ooh.
I just remember seeing her at like regionals, games, Wadapalooza, whenever there was ropes or handstand push-ups or ring muscle ups. You
were like, she's done for.
Yeah. There was one that I watched, Wadapalooza, and they were like, no, her coach did say that she's been training them. Oh, she did. She still didn't do good. I was like, have you though? Yeah. Ouch. So I'm just like, or is that just something that your body just does not like to do?
I mean, it's
no matter
possible.
how much you train it, there's going to be those movements that there's some athletes that are just never going to be good. Girl. Even if you train them over and over and over again.
That's how I feel about handstand push-ups.
Just kidding. You're going to get them.
It hurts. It hurts.
You got to understand it. I feel like it's like a kipping, because it is. It's handstand push-ups when you have the kip in it. Mm-hmm. Understanding a kip for a pull-up, how long does that take people?
Girl, right? Forever.
So now you want to do it upside down.
That's true. And I hate being upside down.
Right? So...
Not to mention the kick up. That's a whole other thing.
So like even when I was talking to Ethan, and I forget because I've done handstands when I was younger and all, and I feel very safe doing handstands. Mm-hmm. So when he was like, yeah, I'm not good at it. I always fall on my back if I go too hard. Mm-hmm. And even like he would either not do enough to kick up or go too hard. And I was like, it baffles me when we ask you guys to go upside down that some of you guys just like, I don't know, like don't trust yourself. Mm-hmm. So then you either go too hard or too soft. And I'm like, how do you not just go in a handstand? I forget, like, that's just not a normal thing.
Yeah, I'm like, you must keep that really tight, because at some point you're just like letting it flail for me, I feel. So it hits hard against the wall, but I don't know, you make it look so easy.
And it's just because, like, when I was a teenager, like, for like a good...
You just practice
3 or 4 years, like when we had tumbling practice, like our whole first 30 minutes was like kicking up, doing our donkey kicks. Which I did not know I didn't do them very well until like Coach Dave showed me how to really do them. So I was younger. It would just be like, I don't know how running was with you, but like when the coach would be like, okay, warm up, and you would do things that you knew were warm up, and you do it like twice through, and then you'd go to the next thing. So then we would do like switch kicks, and we do handstands, and we do like handstand walks, and we would do like go into cartwheels, go into round-offs, go into our standing back handsprings and round-off back handsprings. Oh, wow. Like, so we had those as warm-ups before we even started class.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then if I was coaching the younger ones, like I would show them how to do things, and then we'd have stations. So it was like a constant.
You had that exposure.
Mm-hmm. And then when I had competitive cheer, like that was the same warm-up when we would do our stretches, and then we'd go into our tumbling warm up, and then we'd go into stunts, and then do everything.
Yeah.
So I was in handstands a lot.
Gymnastics, man, makes a huge difference.
It does, but it doesn't because it doesn't help you when your body's old.
I mean, that at that point, there's not much we can do aside from obviously being.
But just like, I forget that people don't always go upside down.
Being upside down is one of the most uncomfortable places to be. That's all I got to say. But we're working on it.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
I see you.
I try.
So what was event 3?
Event 3 was 4 time. And this one was a 40 for men calorie or 32 calorie for women ski. And then 30 toes to bar, 20 deadlifts. At, I think for the pro, it was 385 pounds for men. Ooh. And then 270 pounds for women.
Oh,
ouch.
Back.
I know. 30 weighted GHDs.
Oh my gosh.
I know. 20 pounds for men, 14 for women. And then 40 calories on the Echo bike for men, 32 for women. I had so much fun watching people get off of that bike at the end of this workout.
Yeah.
They were wobbling like ducks. Like they were just like, like that sounded or looked like it hurt so much.
I do. I love watching that too.
And I was like, oh my God, finally we can get these people in something.
It does exist.
Yeah, it's possible. But that sounds, I mean, again, I don't have much experience on a ski erg. But that has to kill the hammies.
Those hamstrings.
Yeah, that has to kill the hammies.
There's different ways that you can do the ski erg.
It's all hammies, right?
Yeah, there are people who like pull differently and make it more quad dominant.
Mind you, the time cap is 11 minutes.
Jeez, that's why their legs were on fire.
Ooh. Ouch.
Well, let's just talk about the elephant in the room, though. What happened at the GHD in the male group?
Oh my God. Do you want to share that? Because I'm looking at it at a recap in my brain and I'm just like, ooh, the gonad.
Oh my God.
That's what I was worried at first.
So I was worried about his tailbone.
That too.
So I was in Texas and
was that where you saw it?
I was on my phone.
Ah.
And then I saw on Instagram like this picture of Jason Hopper and Ricky Garrard both looking at Austin Hatfield. I believe that's who were on each side.
I didn't even pay attention to
just
that.
looking at Austin Hatfield. And I was like, how come he's lower? And it's just like they're doing their sit-up with that ball and they're just like looking over at him.
Like he's so low or something.
Yeah. And I was like, what
something's
happened?
off.
Yeah. And then I saw the video. And
girl, even at the point he was hopping on, like it seemed unstable.
Yeah. And so it was that foot thing came completely out, which I just want to point out. I have seen that happen. So with us, his foot placement wasn't in. And when he went to go forward, it pushed him forward. And I was just, when I saw the video, like watching it over and over and over again, I was just like, your butt, your tailbone, like he could have broken something with that full force going forward and a weighted object.
It was so bad.
And just watching it, now they did come out with it, and yes, they didn't put that specific GHD together correctly and lock it in, which there's going to be repercussions when you think about this with, CrossFit being like, you don't check your stuff, WFP? You don't do that?
True.
And you're supposed to be protecting athletes? And the thing is, like, his wasn't the first on the end. It was literally like a middle GHD.
Yeah.
So did we skip over it? Did we not do everything?
Like what happened?
Are you like me that somebody, while you're checking a machine, comes up to you and you start talking and forget what you did and keep walking? Blake does that a lot of times, and then I come back to like, wait a minute, I wasn't done.
Yeah.
Dude, that is human error, but like they did, take fault for that.
At least there's that.
They did like do apology, did what happened.
Dude, but Homeboy was just standing there. He couldn't finish the event.
No.
It was just like, I'm done.
Yeah. So we do know like WFP gave him a time, gave him a place. I think he went into 14th place.
Which was, I mean, they didn't give him a bad time when I found out what it was.
But like you can also look at it like me. Let's say Blake ran the world. me doing it, I would see what number GHD he was on.
That's true.
What time that was, and have him see if he wanted to do a different thing, and he would be able to start at that time.
That's true.
And then finish it. Right? And be like, okay, if you are on GHD number 6 at 4:02, you get to start number 7 at 4:03. And you're going to sit on GHD until then. You can do that.
But then what about the whole like, oh, well, he already took a break by then?
I get that. But, other people have taken a long break too and watched it.
I mean, it's either that or don't finish it, which personally, if I was an athlete, I'd want to finish it no matter what.
Yeah. So you can look at both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, games, I don't think they would given him that opportunity.
No, I don't think so.
Because you can go back to Colton Mertens with the whole rope thing.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking. Of them looking at the athlete and being like, how come you didn't have an extra rope? To where the rope that your sponsors have,
you would think they
broke,
would. Yeah.
And you guys didn't have an extra rope, or you guys couldn't have given him the, hey, you can do this workout over again. Because I don't think they would let him start where he did.
No.
Would you like to do it over again?
That would have been a good one.
I know they could go back and be like, well, other athletes, if they mess up, but it's literally like if your equipment is failing these athletes, you need to offer them something.
So it's not their fault.
Yeah. So like for WFP to offer him something that is nice compared to him just disqualifying out of it.
Or that didn't count or whatever.
Yeah, or just getting a 0. Right?
That's a good point.
In Tour 1, he was in the number 1 position.
That's true.
So
he did amazing, actually.
Yeah.
That's why I was excited to see him in this.
So it was like sad to see, and it was terrifying. You should take it very seriously because you could have broken something. Because of somebody else's
mistake.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was a big one.
Yeah. And I'm like, who's getting
that did not look good.
No.
I was just like, ooh.
And that was kind of like, WFP, that doesn't look good on you.
It does not.
And we want you to look good, right? We want you.
We want this to work out. We want there to be more than one games.
We want more dates.
Yeah.
So
the fact that they make athletes accessible too, now that I think about the fact that Colton was able to go and see this, like it's also like, wow, here's another opportunity for people like us to meet athletes.
Meet athletes.
Yeah. So, I mean, we want it to work. We really do.
We're going to just deem this red flag like
it's the inaugural, something has to happen, right? I mean, it's the first go around. I get it. But it was scary, man. It was really scary.
If there's other red flags.
I was just like, oh, that middle beam.
Yeah.
But he caught that in time, and you could tell he was mad, though. He was really upset.
I would be mad if I was him.
I was really mad, too. I'd be really mad. But let's talk about the women who won this event. Yeah. So we had Emma Tall at number 1. Horvath came back, and she got second on this one. And then we have Andrea Solberg at number 3. And then for the men, Velna, number 1, Roman, number 2, and then the third one, I couldn't figure that one out for the third event. So I apologize for that.
Okay.
But I put Hatfield as the biggest thing for the event 3. I think that's what took it.
Biggest thing.
Yeah, that's what took the whole event 3, honestly, if we're honest. But I think another fun one that I really enjoyed was the 4th event 4A, which was the weightlifting one, which is always a fun one to watch. But 4A was an 8-minute to a max clean and a 2-minute rest right after that before you jump into event 4B. So to start off with event 4A for the 8-minute max clean for the women, I thought, again, we didn't see any of our top girls up there like Danny Spiegel or Danielle Brandon as the top weightlifters for this event, which I thought was kind of like, okay. But we saw for the pro women's Kyra Milligan at number 1.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we had Annika Greer at number 2. And then Hannah Black at number 3.
And those are actually ones that are heavy hitters for lifting.
Yeah.
Annika Greer, especially. Mulligan is also
Milligan looked huge. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I remember her in other qualifying events.
I think she lifted 265.
And she's a heavy hitter because she was like also a new face to CrossFit, I think like last year or the year before. But Annika Greer is also a heavy hitter with lifting, and that's how she can place in certain things. But yeah, it is surprising that Danny Spiegel's not in it.
I thought she was going to do well too.
Because that's like her specialty. But again, we don't know what she's doing on off season because remember, she's also signed up for a show on Prime.
That is true. Yes.
So
she has a lot of stuff going on outside. She does.
So what does her like training sessions look like? Or did she get comfortable that she knows that she can lift heavy? You know,
that
there's
too.
all kinds of different things that go on with these athletes that we don't know about. And there's also those ego things where you're like, I got this. And we all expect you to have it. And then all of a sudden these
what happened?
New girls come out.
Dude, for real. That was that's the impressive thing about it all is that we're seeing all these new people pop out. But those young ladies were definitely on the top 3. And then for men's, we had, lo and behold, is it, I always pronounce it Sprague? Sprague. And then Sprague. And then Pepper at number 2 and Gerard at number 3.
For a heavy clean?
Oh, sorry. I apologize. Guy at number 1. That makes sense.
Yeah.
At 4:30. I'm like, no, that's not right.
Minute.
Take it back.
And I was like, Sprague got a heavy
You're like,
clean?
really?
He's a skinny fella.
With the calves? Just kidding. We love you, Sprague.
We do.
Anyways, Guy at 4:30, which no surprise there.
I was like, wasn't he there this
Hey, be nice to his calves. Not just but yeah, Guy at an impressive 4:30. Hatfield was at number 2, which makes sense because he's probably like, I need to make up for that lost time in event 3.
He's a good lifter as well.
He is. He is. And then for 3, we had a tie between Farlow and Tudor Magda.
Farlow is really good too. That's I don't know if him and Emma Lawson are still dating. Because he was also in the games that one year and he lifted amazingly. So I don't know because he has blonde hair.
I love that you have like the weightlifting perspective now from all your weightlifting days. So now you kind of like appreciate it a little bit more.
Well, some of them like I would watch and especially when the games would have a lifting portion or regionals have a lifting portion because some of these people who don't do well in cardio aspect.
That's true. Can redeem themselves.
Play, right? So then you can be like, dang, that guy just blew it out of the water. And I remember he was like one of the first couple lifters, you know, like when they make them go one at a time. And I think he was like 1 or 2. So if you're 1 or 2 or like the first 5 who lift, you're not like in the top 5, basically. You're not in the top 10.
Interesting.
So in your placement.
Right.
So sometimes those people are really heavy lifters because that's what they have in their back pocket. And I feel like that's why you don't see as many lifting competitions or strength portions because you have cardio and strength.
True.
Because if you had 2 strengths and like, let's say 2 cardios, these strength people might win over it. And they didn't put in as much work. But yeah, he lifts very, very heavy as well.
I do love that in weightlifting, it's either hit or miss. Like you make it or you don't make it. It's not like, oh, you have time. So you just, you know, it's like, and I love seeing people just, as mean as it sounds, like just fight for that last bit and fail it or make it. And you're just like, oh my God, come on. Yeah. And it's like, oh God, it's the best. I love the energy.
It's good for Guy too. And Guy also is he's
amazing.
His wife is expecting also.
Yeah.
So
he's been very active on social media.
He has. I was just watching him do box jumps against a wall with his dog, I think. And I was like, man.
I love his home.
Right?
He's always putting my sauna, my pool, my cold plunge, and I'm like, must finesse.
That must be really nice. What do you do for a living for all that? No,
just win lots of weightlifting comps. Apparently, yeah, just lift a lot of weightlifting competitions. But yeah, he always shines when it comes to weightlifting. He has amazing technique and.
Yeah, and I remember when he came on to the CrossFit scene and he'd be like, he doesn't wear lifters. He just wears
You're right.
He just wears like Metcons. Like I think his go-to is like Nike.
Dude, and he doesn't even look like he struggles when he lifts. He's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Flex.
He kind of reminds me of Tola Marquinhos. Tola like lifts heavy. And he reminds me of Tola. Just maybe a younger version. So him and Guy, I feel like, are
pretty on par.
Yes. Like
he's an impressive dude, man. That's all I got to say. But that's a lot of weight.
How did 4B go?
So 4B, again, happens 2 minutes after 4A, after that max clean. And it consists of a 500-meter row and a 70-foot dumbbell farmer carry lunge. And for men, that will be at 100 pounds. For the dumbbells, and for women, it'd be 70 pounds for those dumbbells. Ooh, that's rough. A lot of leggies. Yeah. A lot of leggies. And then for that one, for the pro women, we had for event 4B was Hannah Black.
I'm going to slap you.
I know. Laura Horvath at number 2, and then Lucy Campbell at 3. Sprigg, Pepper, and Gerard.
Are you sure?
I am.
Okay.
I'm triple sure now.
Like,
I had to triple check because now I'm just like, goddamn. I'm like, my notes are awful, guys. It was a lot of events.
It was, and she's doing such a great job for me.
I'm trying.
That Sprigg, like when he's in a hole, he will try anything and everything to get points.
Also, I love Sprigg, but he's kind of cocky. He had his moments, and I was just like, Sprigg, come on, where he was just sticking his chest out like ape style, and I was just like, okay, bro, calm down.
He does do
He has his little moments.
And I'm just like, yep.
Yeah. I wanted to feel like Matt Fraser where he tones people down, like, calm down. He's like, do that when you win it on the first day, buddy.
Yeah, do it when you're actually like up in points and you're like,
Anyways, but I mean, not a bad event for him, I suppose. And Gerard, no surprise there. Lucy Campbell's been really stepping it up. She has as well.
And remember, like, she was also told like she was not going to be able to compete anymore because of her wrist injury and did surgery and all that.
What wrist injury?
Yeah. And she killed it at the games, and she's going to kill it in WFP too, I believe.
Baller.
Yep.
All right.
What's 5?
Event 5 brought to you by Velites. Is it Velites? I don't even know.
Velites.
5 rounds for time. 30 calories for the men, 24 for women on bike ergonomic bike, which is nice. And then we have a 30-foot handstand walk with 2 pirouettes in it.
That
one
makes
was
sense
fun
for Danielle Brandon because I did watch that and I was like, whoa.
I was like, Danielle Brandon's going to do great in that because it was all pretty much handstand walks. You're going to do that. And then 60 weighted double unders. Ooh, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
And then ending off with another 30-foot handstand walk with 2 pirouettes. All of that 5 rounds for time with a cap of 18 minutes.
Well, that seems pretty long.
That is very long. Oof. I mean, it was fun to watch because, again, I love a good handstand walk workout. And the pirouettes just made it 10 times harder. And that's where everybody was dying. Like, but I didn't see anybody fail it. Like, I didn't see no rep on those. But again, for the women, Brandon killed it, of course, and she's like an ape with her hands. It's insane. Horvath was at number 2, surprisingly, and Wells was at number 3.
Wells doesn't do bad on her hands either. There's been a couple times when she's been in past things very well on her hands. And she, I believe she knows when she's going to fatigue on it.
She is pretty good at that.
On handstand walks, like when she knows.
And I also feel like given that it's her last year, she's really been pushing it a little bit more.
Now it's her last year for the games.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be her last year for WFP or for training in person.
That's a good call out.
I know she retired from CrossFit.
Oh, that's a good call out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious to see if she does or doesn't, but I did feel like she has umped it up a little bit this year compared to last year, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And then did I mention the men yet?
Nope.
For the men, we had Sprigg at 1, Crouch 2nd, and Pepper at 3rd.
Which is nice. I really hope that Dallin Pepper gets his year too, because I feel like he deserves it. He puts in a lot of work as well. I mean, all of them do. And I do enjoy watching Jay Crouch as well. You do
like Crouch, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's kind of like Con Porter. I really like watching Con Porter as well.
I don't really know much about Con Porter.
He was on the Aussies team with Cara.
Where are we at? Event 6?
Yep.
All right, let's close it out. Event number 6, brought to you by Rogue, was an 18, I guess, for men, 15 ring muscle ups for women, 9 snatches at 155 for women, 225 for men. Ouch. And then we go back with another set of 18 bar muscle ups for men, 15 bar muscles for women, and then finishing it off with 9 clean and jerks. Same weight. Mm-hmm. That is horrible.
It's sad.
The clean and jerk was really rough. I saw a lot of people struggle with that. But let's talk about the winners for that. So for event 6, for the men, we had Dallin Pepper at number 1, Vellner at number 2, and then Sprigg at number 3. So Sprigg been staying consistently top 3 for the last year.
He's usually like the end where he knows that he needs
to pick it up.
Yep, he will do it.
He did it well.
And I'm like, you gotta do that through the whole thing, buddy.
Well, he did it well, man. He did pretty well. So did Vellner. And then for the women, we had Emma Tall at number 1, Laura Horvath at 2, and then Andrea Solberg at 3.
Okay.
Right?
Which is good because Laura hit some seconds
Yeah.
In a lot of them. So that makes sense about like how she
works with that.
Yeah. The only thing is, how many did Roman win?
Events?
Yeah, that's where I'm confused.
Girl, that's what I was thinking of too, because should we announce it first before we speak to it?
Yeah, we can.
But the winner, the overall, I guess, male winner was Roman Khrennikov at 1. Sprigg was at 2 and Vellner was at 3. I was so happy for Vellner. Yeah.
I know. Oh, their points carry over, don't they?
They do.
That's how, because, Roman in the first stuff was...
At the first event, he was 3rd.
Yeah, but like point-wise...
and then he got 2nd on event 3.
Because like after tour event, like
and he consistently stayed top 10, I would say, for all the events.
Yeah, because remember, like Austin Hatfield and Alex Gazan were number 1 and 2.
That's right.
Number 1 for women. James Sprigg, Jason Hopper, Jeffrey Adler, Dallin Pepper, Justin Medeiros, Jay Crouch. Roman was 8th. With that, and then Colton Mertens and Noah Olson rounded out top 10, and then went Alex Gazan, Daniel Brandon, Amy Kringle, Lucy Campbell, Ariel Loewen, Emma Lawson, Alexis Raptis, Olivia Kerstetter, Laura Horvath, and Madeline Sturt for those top 10. So to see that there's some of these women that we did not even talk about, so you can see how some of them moved up dramatically. And automatically, so like women's Alex Gazan is out. So
that's true.
That, bumps people up in some way. And then on the men's side, Jeff Adler was 4th and he's also out. So that bumps up people. And then when you say like certain people got in the top 3, like we didn't even talk about Jason Hopper in the top 3 thing, Justin Medeiros. He wasn't on there. Noah Olson.
That's true.
Austin, except for that big, incident. And then on the women's side, when you look at Ariel Loewen, you didn't really talk about her. Alexis Raptis, Olivia Kerstetter, or Maddie
You're so right.
So I can see how it's kind of like the games, but spaced out, where you have like moving day events and people who have to back out of it.
Which honestly like made me think the whole time, like, well, then do we really know who the fittest on earth really is, given that like we just had people all over the place, some on WFP, some going to the games. They were just kind of like,
I don't know, because could you say that Jason was, because he was still competing in WFP of certain things, and he managed to do very well at the games? You could say that, because then you look at Jeff Adler and he did WFP and he did the games and he tanked a lot. Jay Crouch went up. Jay Crouch has been consistent in WFP.
True.
So I feel in certain aspects, yes. In certain aspects, no. Because you have these people who are doing multiple competitions and getting hurt.
Yeah.
So you can't really say it when you look at it, but I can say that, Jason Hopper
can't control those factors. And
to me, he put in a lot of work if he's doing all these competitions, staying healthy, making sure that his body's okay and doing all that stuff. I feel like for him, yes and no. It's just how you look at the coin.
That's
right?
true.
But you can also look at Tia. Tia was doing all that stuff for Hyrox and going to the games. And she still managed to win.
That's true.
So is it because we're looking at it because Tia's done so many things throughout so many years and Jason hasn't? And we're just saying, oh, Jason, maybe next year when all these people aren't injured or aren't feeling good, which is not fair to him.
That's true.
So I feel like him putting in all the work, yes. Is it different like kind of season because we have WFP? Yeah. For some of these athletes.
We saw Luka Dukic come out.
Yeah, which is good for him.
After everything that happened, yeah.
I feel like that's like a different safe space for him. It's also got to be hard because it's in the same aspect of it. But I did want to go over to like some picks and some things, both women and men, and touching on a couple of these. Like we talked about Lucy Campbell. So she is like fresh off of a 2nd place finish from the games, right? So Lucy Campbell is one of the top contenders for the overall win in Mesa. After sitting out in 2023 and 2024 seasons due due to her wrist injury that we were talking about, Campbell has been on fire all year, I feel.
She has.
Starting in January, where she won Wadapalooza in Miami, and then defeating 2023 CrossFit Games champion Laura Horvath in that process.
Damn.
It's starting to feel like Campbell isn't, she doesn't have a weakness. And we saw that in the games. And I feel like we're seeing that in WFP. And you can add in the fact that she competes with the perfect balance of poise and tenacity. And it's hard to imagine that she won't be in the top 3 going into December in Copenhagen. I feel like she can manage that.
Oh, yeah.
Now looking at Laura Horvath, though, she finished 9th in that tour event 1, which you can include in podium picks, I feel. But I don't know. Like, she's like that one, it's hit or miss, because that first,
she is.
Tour, not so big. This tour, very big with winning. Additionally, she's the 2023 fittest woman on the earth. She skipped 2025 CrossFit Games season. So she will be ready, I feel, for these things. Because I feel like the second tour kind of gave her like a, wind in her sails.
Maybe it was a wake-up call. Tour 1 was a wake-up call for her.
Yeah.
She got her.
Yeah. There's also, like Ariel Loewen. I feel like, I don't know. She does a lot of social media stuff.
She
and
does.
I love her strong, like, mom. Love it. I need to get a shirt. I need to get my kids a shirt. Things cost money. So,
I mean, we're supporting our athletes, but yes, it does cost money. It's pretty pricey out there.
I feel like for her to do that,
it's pretty, yeah.
Yeah. But going into her competitive stuff, I feel like she's very laid back this season. Because think about the games and she's like, I don't even look at the scoreboard. Like, what's happening with WFP, though? Are we doing the same thing? Are you just doing these, building your social media, building your business in that way, building your gym where you live, and going into these competitions where you're a pro athlete and you're there to understand how your body works under pressure? She is one of the older athletes when you think about it. So I still feel like as a mom, she should be doing better. But she's doing the best that she is capable of.
I can never speak to that. You guys are rock stars when it comes to being moms. It's just a whole other world that it's like.
It was like when Annie came back and I was like, show everybody what moms are. And when Cara came back and be like, we can do these things.
She has a brand now, girl. She's got this
I know.
But I know what you mean. Like, if she had that little extra oomph, like, she would be crazy good.
But she's come
still
from
great,
like a gymnastic background of like competition, and it could just be like this
Maybe
season she's just like, I'm gonna see where I land, and I can only control what I do. I can't control what other people do, which is
could be
a good mindset for her. So maybe that's what it is.
Do you, girl?
I know. But some other people to watch, I feel, is like Danielle Brandon and Amy Kringle.
Dude, I saw Danielle Brandon in the WP tour too, and I was thinking exactly what you were thinking. I'm like, Blake is right. If she just like tapped into that, like, I want this, like, she could do it.
I feel like there's so many athletes that you watch and you're like, you're right there. I need you to tap into that. I want it, because I feel like that year that she was angry and she had so much stuff going on, like, she kind of did better to prove a point that I don't need those people, or I can do this. And I feel like right now she's just sitting in the middle, and she's
like just surviving, like just getting through
about it. And I'm like, but you deserve. I feel like we do have tons of athletes, and there's only so many spots, but I want her to do good, just like I want all these other athletes to do good that I've been watching for a couple of years.
It's time,
them. You don't want them to be a name that never gets what they want,
beyond the,
or always be like, well, it's a handstand, she's gonna get it.
And
I want her to get other things as well.
That's true.
But you're fighting against people who are, not only good at handstand walks, but also good at,
everything
else. Yeah. So she is one that I'm
rooting for her. Yeah.
The other ones are Dallin Pepper, which I've said before. I feel like he he is also one.
He's like Danny Brandon in the same sense. Yeah.
Or in a sense of like, he's climbing. He wants it, but does he know his pace? Does he know what his strengths are? You know, even when I coach in class with some of these workouts, I'm like, you guys need to know your strengths. So if your strength is this portion, that's where I want you to fight for that time. If this other portion's going to take you longer, okay? If my bike is going to take me longer, I know that I'm going to make up 10 seconds on my cleans. That's how it's going to be. It's not, I'm going to move slow on the bike, or I'm moving really fast on the bike to where I get to my cleans and now I'm completely dead, that now my cleans are defeating me as well. Know what movement is your strength.
Right.
You know, it's just like knowing reps. If those reps are going to tire you out, that's why we
break it up,
or that's why we go lower. If that weight is unmanageable, I don't need you to fight for it every time. Yeah. I need you to realize, like, you need to start understanding how your body needs to be paced and how it's supposed to move and what weight makes it move well.
That's true.
I feel like HWPO that we're following at the gym kind of clarifies that in coaching. And that's what, like, I try to put in my aspect of, yeah, I know that you can lift heavy things, but are we here to lift one thing heavy? Or are we here to lift it, you know,
in
10 times,
way, yes,
3 rounds? And that's also, I'm still watching out for Jason Hopper, see what he's doing right after the games win. So like, can you go back to back? Is this your
That's a good call,
for that? I mean, be really cool to see.
It would.
And I feel like he can do that in his wheelhouse. It just depends on the workouts.
It's true.
And then Pat Vellner, of course, I'm always watching Pat Vellner.
That was so exciting to watch. I was just so happy.
I'm watching my other husband.
Because he's one of like the few veteran athletes that's actually still out there and doing the thing. And I'm just like, and he's still showing up and like showing off on these guys. And I'm like, wow.
He is. He still has his,
so humble,
you know, really good moments. And I feel, is a great athlete. And yes, I can also be a wife in Canada, if any questions. So one in Australia, one in Canada, and one in Arizona.
Not asking for much, you know,
I'm not.
Just not.
And that's doable. It's very doable for me.
Does Chris know about this? Not just kidding. It's in the prenup.
Yeah. It's fine.
It was discussed.
But he is one that I'm glad that he's still continuing.
Me too.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that I've watched and they no longer work out anymore.
I know.
I'm come into that.
Wouldn't it be cool if they had like a CrossFit Games Legends and then they bring back like the OGs and stuff?
So
that'd be cool.
They do have a Legends thing, but a lot of them don't come back.
Oh, that's fair.
It's hard, right? If you have a bad taste of CrossFit in your mouth, even if they change it to a different thing, I don't think they'll come back. Some of them are building lives where they're we don't want to train that hard anymore.
But let's be real, people would pay money to watch that.
Oh, they would.
That could be a big business move.
Oh, I wish I was down there in Mesa because I would have been like, Pat.
Right? We would have been all up on all damn.
Number one
fan. I'm a ginger too.
Yep.
That is so funny.
And then
love the guy.
The other one that I'm also watching is Hatfield. I mean, there's Sprague. He's good. But we also have, what was it? One is Roman is first, James Sprague 2, Pat Vellner 3rd, Dallin Pepper 4th, Ricky Garrard 5th, Jay Crouch 6th, Anoy Ikai.
Yeah, he came out of the woodworks. 7th, he's a new guy.
Jason Hopper 8th, Austin Hatfield 9th, Tudor Magna 10th. So Tudor Magna is, we've talked about him too with the games, where I watched Tudor Magna and James Sprague, like they came from teens. So, and he's had a couple misses the past couple of games where he didn't qualify, and James had. So to see him in these last games build up and in WFP come up, it's really cool. The sad thing in these is Colton Mertens is 11th. Justin Medeiros is 12th. Jack Farlow is 13th. Sam Quant is 14th. Chandler Smith 15th. You know, like some of these bigger names. Though Travis Mayer, I'm so glad you're in the top 20. He's another great guy to watch. But he's older. Like these are guys that I've, you know, watched in a lot of things. You know, the funny thing is I don't see Jorge on here.
No, he's not on there.
Oh, did he not compete? Is he not good enough for WFP? Oh, that's sad.
Get out of here. I'm like, get out of here. My goodness. The shame. No shame.
The women, Laura, of course, got first.
Yeah.
Emma Taw got second. Amy Kringle got third. Brooke Wells got fourth. Lucy Campbell, fifth.
Okay,
Ariel Loewen, sixth. Emma Lawson, seventh. Sydney Wells, eighth.
Surprise.
Annika Greer, ninth. And 10th is Danielle Brandon.
Ooh.
But we have, like a couple of these have like stars by them, and it's because they're not on the pro list. So Annika Greer to be in top 10, and she's not a pro.
That's pretty cool.
Same with Andrea Solberg, who's in 11th, and Kara Mulligan, who's in 12th. A lot of these, but you got, Danny Spiegel, 16th. Emily Rolfe, 19th, and Emily's a great runner. I'm surprised that she didn't get top for that. So it's
interesting.
Sad to say. But oh wait, Paige Powers, where is she? Didn't she get something? Oh, she was a challenger woman.
Winner. So she went to pro, yeah.
So I was like, nah, I saw all kinds of stuff on there.
Nice.
So Paige Powers went to that.
Welcome to the big leagues, Paige.
Right? And she's holding her baby, and
that's what's up.
So cute.
That's what's up.
So I don't know if those asterisks mean that. Maybe the asterisks means that they went down in points. Oh, asterisk denotes a challenger athlete. Oh, so they are challengers. That's why I was like, where's Paige? Maybe for December going into it, because she's not on here. Paige Semenza is. But Lydia Fish, like there's a lot of challengers in the women's. And just a few in the men's, not as many as in the women's.
Interesting.
But I did want to do a side note. So we talked about the games and how Ricky talked about
that's right,
the pegboard, right? And he was throwing, a lot of people said throwing a fit. But Tia even
said something
about it. So we know that the CrossFit Games is designed to test the fittest on earth, right? Across every domain. But when they brought the pegboard up, a lot of people kind of questioned how tall the wall was and the safety of the athletes. And I know Ricky went I don't know if it was lane 5, but there was something going on with lane 5. And he said that. And so it stuck with me. And then I was reading that Tia was even frustrated. And she said it was way slipperier than normal because she trains on pegboards a lot. Like a lot of these things for the games, like Tia trains in.
Right.
And she trains it with more weight, bigger deficit, like all kinds of stuff. So she was like, I train in this, and this was like even more slippery. Like I didn't know like the safety issue about it. And I guess like a lot of frustration poured out on the competition floor and online, instantly making the event the most talked about moment of the week when like everybody was falling. And it was just like how athletes slipped, stalled, and in some cases froze halfway up the wall. And I think it was because how that board was, and that they were saying it was just very, very slippery. And just watching like clips of the athletes like falling back down the wall or hanging helplessly mid-climb. Like you saw that a lot, and just like the devastating fall. And it was like, again, we're watching safety issues here, and we know that we're here to test it. And that's what Dave Castro said. But to even have your like 6-time champion admit that she was caught off guard by this. And she even claimed like her quote was, I do not want to be a bad sport because everyone did so good, but it is crazy how inconsistent I was. She said in her recap, I knew they were going to be slippery, but not like that. I have never had that. That was hectic. I was like, I am not this bad at pegboard. I think I'm actually decent at these.
Wow.
So like for her to kind of be like, hey, I don't,
I know my worth. I recognize that I'm good. Something's up here.
Yeah. But Castro did defend in this, and he said, this is CrossFit. We create problems. Athletes have to solve them.
In other words, they buttered those.
That's what I was like. What do you mean you create problems? What do you mean?
Well, apparently there was a problem on aisle 5.
Yeah.
Clean up on aisle 5. That's not, no.
And they even talked about like the whole controversy of the jump rope and everything. And it's like, you guys, I get that you're creating issues for some of these athletes, but when you go into safety and
it's worth looking into at
I
least.
never seen that many athletes fall from the pegboard, men and women. I remember when they first brought it out, and they were kind of falling because
it was the first time
time doing it. But I don't think that high up.
No.
So it was just like kind of crazy
it,
to see, and crazy to see that like you would watch them put the peg in, but then all of a sudden they fell out, and it was like.
And we're talking about the fittest woman on earth.
Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute, that peg did go in that hole. I'm like, is there something up with the peg? Is there something up with that hole?
Yeah, it was buttery. That's what it was. Buttery bros were doing the work.
Yeah. They oil slick those things.
And his hair. Have you seen the Buttery Bros hair?
Yes, I have. Tossle it.
For real.
But
that's funny.
I mean, it's crazy to
It's a T.
See.
Yeah, it's a T.
Yeah. But I don't know. What do you mean by you make problems?
I know. I was like, why would you say that?
Why would you say that? Why would you just say, well, some of these
actually added
some,
I don't know.
to make them better, right? We're looking for
make the conditions harder. Yes, I don't know.
But we don't create problems for them to solve.
Yeah, he just worded that all wrong.
And I'm like, Dave, this is why you need a publicist.
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, this is why people don't like you.
Yeah, because I'm like,
you say the wrong thing.
Yes. And I'm like, do you not trust a person to write your stuff? Sometimes you need to.
I think that's what it is. His delivery is just awful.
I know if I was in that position, I would need somebody because I talk so differently.
That's why I'm here.
Yes, that's why Joycey's here, because Joycey can put my words together and be like, Blake, you don't mean
She didn't
it that
mean
way.
that. She meant to say this.
Yes. And then I'm like, yeah, that's
She
what I meant
struggles with
to say.
words.
I do. And especially like if I'm sad, happy.
Yeah, when
angry.
overcome by emotion.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what to say. And usually what I think is the right way is not the right way.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So I would definitely need somebody.
This is why we work.
Mm-hmm. This is why
somebody was yelling at us. Blake would yell back, and I'd just be like, "Are you done yelling? Okay, let's talk this out."
I'd be like, "Don't fucking touch her."
I don't know. I'd be like, "Yeah, don't touch me." Yeah. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I'd be like, "Come at me, bro. Come at me."
Yeah.
She didn't mean that. She just meant, "Hey, like, can we just
give me your best shot?"
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. But yeah, good times.
That's the tour 2.
Yeah, that is tour 2 brought to you by Joyce and Blake.
Yeah.
But hopefully we go next year. I would love to.
I know. We'll have to see how they do this year. How everybody feels. So that was a fun walk down WFP for tour 2.
I know.
Excited for the last tour. Or the
Copenhagen.
last leg of the tour. Yep.
Finals.
And to see how that's going to be on YouTube and everything. And
yeah, I'm excited.
Time difference.
I didn't even think about that.
But yeah, if you feel like this podcast is your swig of pre-workout, please follow so you don't miss an episode.
That's right. All the tea. All the tea.
All the tea. Also, hit those 5 stars. You can leave us a message on Instagram. That is, you can DM us at Savagely Scaled. You can also email us savagelyscaled, the number 1 at Gmail. If you feel like we hit a PR, if we no-repped, please leave us a message or email us about that. You can also let us know if you want your affiliate on our segment, because we are heading out to Northern California in November.
That's right.
You're excited for that. But if you want your affiliate headed on here, please DM us or email us. You can also send us a comment on Spotify. It's fun to read those comments on there and see how we're doing, what you guys think. You know, we also love to give shout outs for PRs or shout outs just in general if you hit something, not a person.
Hopefully not.
But we love to do that as well.
Hit people.
I love to hit people. No.
Hit me.
But yeah. No, remember, don't be a Karen.
That's right. Be a Sharon.
And until
we meet at the whiteboard again.
Bye.